MULATSCHAG! You get a lot of criticism, especially from the metal crowd. Wow, why don't you stay with power metal and do this and do that? You know,
there are a lot of bands that are doing power metal. Always did power metal much better than we did, and for us that was just one phase. Even the first album, there are a hell of a lot of songs that aren't really power metal at all. Like Full Moon isn't a power metal song, for example. Replica isn't a power metal song, and well, there are few, and then the amount got less and less on each album that we created, and it was just something that we were really excited about, like late 90s. I fell in love with Vision's album by Stratovarius back in '97, and then we started covering them, and I started writing songs of the same style for my own band, and suddenly we had a recording contract. Oh shit! Okay, so we're stuck, like pleasantly stuck with this style right now. Like we have gotten the recording contract like maybe 5 years later, it might have just as well been a reggae album. Reggae style, whatever. We might be doing something totally different, because I am not really a metal oriented person at all. I have really wide spectrum. I sometimes actually write like techno music or some kind of dance music or whatever, and it's just getting a weird feeling and like nice melodies and everything, and the melody is the key to everything. Sometimes I've written a song that is like really some kind of club music or whatever, but it has a really good melody. And then I figured that this would really well suit perfectly for Sonata Arctica, but just strip all the club thing and like weird things out and put normal rock drums and guitars and everything, and just suddenly you have a new Sonata Arctica song there. So it's just a matter of arranging it. And I'm not really... every style of music is fine for me, as long as the songs develop the duration of the song, and it's not just repeating the same fucking thing for 5 minutes, only just changing some kind of like it often is. But if you have some kind of structure and a melody, then I think you have a song.
Your main instrument is the keyboard, of course. But when you started out, was there a keyboard name that you would say, gee, I have to play like this guy or whatever, or a certain band where they used keyboards in a new fashion?
Stratovarius, Jens Johansson. There you have it, and of course, Thomas Holopainen of Nightwish. Those were the two that I just started combining the things a little bit and figured, and swimming my own things in as well, and then found the right soup. And then of course pretty soon I realized that maybe we should actually get a real keyboard player in a band who can actually play the stuff the right way. And I can just concentrate on singing and trying to create a show, because it was awful singing and playing the complex things on the keyboards. I have no idea how I even did that on the first tours in Finland, having like 2 keyboards singing, and I was just playing the stuff. And nowadays it's a challenge to play piano and sing at the same time, because I do it so seldomly. I'm a Queen guy. So that was the first band that really hit me big time back in like early 80s, I think. It was a TV thing. I had never ever even heard of the band until I turned on the Finnish TV. We had like maybe 2 or 3 channels, including a couple of Swedish channels or on top of that, and I was just channel hopping, tick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again the same. And there's like some live show going on, and it was Queen, and I got stuck on that, and wow, that's really great. And then a couple of months later, I joined this music club, like getting tapes, and I ordered Queen's Live Magic cassette, and that was it. I was totally hooked, and it was just such a huge part of my musical development at the time. I was listening to all sorts of weird stuff at the time, anyways, from radio recording. 10 years ago, I started digging up and finding the old bands, like they were like new bands. Of course, I'd heard about Led Zeppelin and everything, but I never really cared about their music that much. But then suddenly something happened. I read a book, Led Zeppelin book, and which I bought on a tour, and I read it, and wow, actually I need to start listening to this band right now, and that was like wow. And then like another band, and there's like huge treasure chest to be opened in the music of the past, and a lot of things you can learn, and everybody should listen to the old bands as well when you're growing up, especially because that's the place where the real influences come from. When you listen to current bands, you all often get like the residue of the influence, or like rebounds, because those people have been influenced by these people. And you should always study. If you really love something and you feel like you're influenced by some new artist, check out what they are influenced by, and study the history and go back in time and really get to the roots of things. And
just like when Guns N' Roses did Knockin' on Heaven's Door, and all kids thought, what a great song, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And
it's not their song.
Yeah, they were influenced by like Hanoi Rocks, for example, Finnish band.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Have you met him?
Well, yeah, sort of by passing.
Michael?
Yes, by passing, like, hi.
One other thing I always wanted to ask. Remember when Hendrik joined the band? Yeah. You had this challenge back then. I always wondered what happened to the other guy.
They were separately there, you know.
Okay.
And I wasn't part of the drinking thing, you know, when they took the guy to the bar and checked out the personality. So the other guy was Vili Ollila. Mm-hmm. He's currently like a professional composer, keyboard player in many bands. He's at the moment he's playing in Raskasta Joulua, which is like the Ragnarok Yuletide, the biggest Christmas thing, playing like huge arenas in Finland. Mm-hmm. I'm part of that as well. And he's right now he's having being the keyboard player for Marko Hietala's solo project.
Oh, there you go.
So.
So he survived that night.
He totally survived, and we've talked about it. And you know, I apologize, sorry that it went like it went, because I know that you're a fucking great keyboard player and everything, and it would have been good in that sense. But we agree that it was better for him because, you know, he's so differently oriented, not like the rock person. Mm-hmm. He's more like a Jordan Root kind of I think kind of guy, like really deep into the technique and composing and knowing all the, you know, technical side of things and theory. Mm-hmm. And such. And so he had an opportunity to study it more and go his own path, study composing for movies and everything, and he's phenomenal, really fantastic keyboard player. And it was much better for him to not join Sonata Arctica.
When you join a band, do you usually bring your own guitar, or do you brag with, hey, come on, I have the Gibson Moroder back home, or whatever?
I used Ibanez, but now I use ESP. Mm-hmm. But I got the deal from ESP, and they made me my own model, so I'm happy using that. So, but yeah, in the studio we are sometimes maybe try to use something different kind of guitars, but basically if we want to find a different kind of sound or something like that.
Yeah, if you need a Telecaster sound, you might, you know, use Telecaster or whatever, you know. MULATSCHAG! Last summer actually we had like 2 or 3 weeks that with plus 30 or something. And then always, you know, every summer you have like a couple of days, 1 weekend or whatever, that is really hot. It's too hot for us when it gets like 30. Nobody survives that. But it's okay, you get used to it, you know. And then we suffer when you go and encounter heats like 40 or whatever. It's like, oh my god, you can't do anything.
The summer is so short in Finland that it's like a few weeks basically.
Yeah, but there's a joke even going on that, you know, it's really nice that summer happened on a weekend this year.
So they don't start selling air conditioner in Lapland.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and they always run out. Back in like a few years ago, it was just fans that they ran out of the fans, and nowadays people start buying these like portable air conditionings or then these what do you call them, air pump things that put on the wall, and there's a huge market for that.
Just explain, how is it growing up there in Lapland? You know, is it like riding reindeers and go fishing with the huskies or something?
Elias lives in south. But
Yeah, I don't live in Lapland, but basically, in some sense, the whole Finland is Lapland
yeah.
compared to other places.
Yeah, in a way. But and the rest of the original Sonata Arctica members, we live in like southern parts of Lapland. When you go there, I'm not sure if you can really tell that you're in Lapland, because like the real scenery, the Lapland-like scenery, starts from, let's say, 100 kilometers north, above the polar region. It's normal. It's a small town, Kemi, like 22,000 people or something like that right now. And I actually live in Keminmaa, which is, we have like maybe 7,000 people, right? Something like that. So it's nice, small. Everybody knows us. We don't know anybody. that kind of thing. And then it was great, I think, growing up there. It was safe. It felt really safe, being away from anything bad that happened anywhere. You know, there's awful things happening in the world, and now we're so happy that we are up here in North.
Is it like kids from the town are ringing at your door asking for a record or something?
No, that happens really seldom. I actually live pretty far from the city center, like more on the countryside. So like the next house is like 100 meters away or whatever. But sometimes, I've had kids come and, wander around the yard, and they're like, hi. And then they just don't say anything, and then you ask them, how you doing? And then they try to dig out, what they're for. They want to meet you and everything, and it's just trying to see if either one of them is like braver than the other and actually starts talking and asking, signatures or whatever. And it's all good. It's nowhere near the level of bothering. They are really polite. And
growing up there, is there some habits that might seem strange to continental Europeans that you have there? I don't know. You eat fish for breakfast or that?
I'm not sure.
Ice swimming, maybe.
Ice swimming. I drill a hole in the ice and go diving in, which is something I've never done actually. I've swam in like plus 8 degrees water sometime in a lake in the middle of summer somewhere far north. It was really cold, Jesus Christ.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah, it's really exhilarating. It's like it makes you feel really vital, like and you want to go back in.
And of course everybody has a sauna kind of.
Yeah, at least one. Yeah.
Let's talk about ice hockey. Because this year, the championship. And of course, there's this young star named Kakko. Are you related?
No, I don't think so. I've never met the guy. I don't know him at all, but we just share the name. But maybe somewhere when you dig deep enough and start seeing the roots of the family tree, it's connected. I'm sure somewhere, but no, not a close relations at least.
Some hunter back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. They were just the same name.
But was there never, let's say, bring the two famous Kakkos together? Was there a plan? Maybe do a video together?
Well, he just is like up and rising star, and then I hadn't even heard of him until
just got drafted.
Yeah, exactly. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, or something. I started hearing rumors that there's this really talented hockey dude with my last name there. So I think the best thing that is going to come out of that, for me anyway, is like probably in North America, a lot of people know how to pronounce my name.
Seems like a nice idea, having this upcoming star performing in a video, do some ice hockey video.
Well, yeah, we haven't even actually thought of that, but we need to still film the video, so maybe there's a chance. We'll see. That's a good idea.
Have you followed the championships? Was it something that you followed wherever you are?
Yes, pretty much, yeah. If it's only like physically possible that you can actually stream or see the game somewhere, or then you can always just follow the result, whatever happens every second, and yeah, of course.
20 years, 10 records. That's fair enough. Are you satisfied?
Not yet. Obviously, it's nice. Like have an album out every 2 years, and like on average, 20 years is a long time. It starts to feel like that already. You know, I'm age 44, like him is, and
this could be our last album.
yeah. We're slowly going there, where every album and every tour is the last album and the last tour, and you never know.
Yeah.
But it's a good feeling as well, because you start living in the moment more and maybe enjoying every moment more, because you never know what's going to happen, and you slowly start to realize that you're probably maybe not going to live forever after all. So
But the songs might, you know?
the songs probably, and hopefully, and I'm sure they will live forever.
Well, when you sit there and you have to think about 10 records, you know, that's such an enormous amount of material. Are there songs where you that sometimes pop up and you think like, gee, I always loved that song. We forgot about it for the past 5 years or something.
Yeah, frequently. That happens, but you know, a lot of those songs that kind of pop up, the first thing is that, damn, that's a good song, but we should rearrange it somewhat and make it like more suitable for today's Sonata Arctica, or even like with last springtime this year earlier, we had this acoustic tour, so a lot of those songs that kind of pop up, you would love to make a like slower, like more acoustic version of them, so the melodies and everything would get more up there, you know, on the surface, and more attention, and maybe that's the format. We're gonna bring a lot of those songs back in the roster, at least.
Oh, you did this acoustic tour.
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it so much. So there's a future for us in there as well. Obviously, it was great success. A lot of people came, much more than we kind of dared to hope.
Oh, one can good imagine how the songs work, you know, acoustically.
Yeah, we sort of, there are a couple of songs that were more or less recomposed almost. And so like different chord structures and new parts and everything. And that's the way I think it should be done, unless the song actually just works really well naturally. Hi, I'm Tony.
I'm Elias.
And we are from Sonata Arctica, and you are watching MULATSCHAG, the only TV you need.
MULATSCHAG!